variance and standard deviation. Well, that was something, wasn't it? So, variance, standard deviation. Let's go straight into it here. What are these things? Now, so far what we've been doing, if you remember from the ogive and from the box and whisker, we dealt with the middle number, and the middle we looked at the median. So we looked at some sort of average, and our average we said the median. Here we also looked at medians. Look, we still looked at Q1 and Q2 and Q3, so it still dealt with medians. Now, variance and standard deviation, the main difference to start with is that instead of dealing with the median, we're going to use the mean. So we're going to look at the mean. Now, crudely speaking, we always say, oh, what's the average? What was the average for that test? Well, the average could be the median, it could be the mean, it could be lots of things. And in mathematics, we don't just say, oh, the average. We say, oh, which average would you like to look at? And in this case, for variance and standard deviation, we're going to deal with the mean. Remember this little guy here, the X with a bar, that is the symbol for mean. So the deviation is just kind of how far away your data point is. Now I think it's best, let's just dive. We'll see these three things when we head into our table. So here we go. We're given a few data points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. Okay, we're not interested in the median. We're not saying where's the middle number. In that sense, we're going to find our mean. So here we go, X bar. This, remember, is our mean. How do we work out the mean again? Oh, we just add these all up and divide by the number there were. So we said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we said there were 9 of them, right? So I'm going to write here n equals 9. So we can keep track of that. And let's pull up our calculator. That would be nice if that worked. So let's pull up our calculator like that. And there it is there. And go, okay, well, we can just go, let's add them all up. Ooh, you see, something's looking funny, so I'm just going to clear, shift 9, clear, yes, I want to clear everything, equals, yeah, okay. You know, something's funny with the calculator, we know how to clear, shift 9, because there's the clear button over there. Can you see that? Let's do this. So, oh, there we go. There's the, where is it? There's the clear button, right? So if you click shift and then that. But let's head back to where we wanted to be. And go, well, let's add them all up. Ah, that fraction, that looks a bit nicer. So 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 10 plus 12 plus 15. And we said there were 9 of them, so we say, excellent, the mean is 7. Looking good. This part here, this next part of the puzzle, x minus x bar. Well, let's see. We're trying to work out the deviation. So in this case, how far away is 1 from the mean? Well, 1 minus 7 gives us minus 6, right? So we got 1, that's the data point, minus 7, that's the mean, is minus 6. Okay, 2 minus 7, minus 5, 2 minus 7, still minus 5, 5 minus 7, minus 2, 7 minus 7. So this one is bang on, it's right in the middle, well, right in the mean at least. 9 minus 7, 10 minus 7, 12 minus 7, 15 minus 7. And if you add all these up, you might notice that they kind of all cancel each other out. Because if the one was quite far to the left of the mean, then there's going to be another one kind of far to the right. So instead of just looking at this in this way, let's look at this interesting idea. Instead of just going, let's take the data point and subtract the mean, let's subtract the mean and square it. Now this is going to do two things. Firstly, what sign are all of these going to be? Positive, negative? Well, we're squaring it, so they're all going to be positive. Okay, so that's one thing that the squaring is going to do. So that squaring is going to make sure that they're all positive. Cool. It's also going to kind of expanded out. So let's look at this. Minus 6, we're taking that and squaring it. That's 36. But now this 0 squared is still 0. So it almost exaggerates it out a little bit. And I don't know if that really makes sense to go, if something's a little bit further away, it should really count as being a whole lot further away. So let's do all of these and see where we go. So minus 5 squared is 25. Minus 5 squared is still 25. Minus 2 squared is 4. So this one's like 36 away. It feels like it's quite far away from the mean. Whereas this 5 feels like it's quite close to the mean. And it is. Whereas this 1, well, it's like a 7th of 7. It's 6 away. It's quite far away, so it's 36 away in a different way of looking at it. This 2, we're going to say is like 4. This 10 was 3 away, so we're going to say it's 9 according to this new formula. Not 7. 5 squared is 25, and 8 squared is 64. Now what happens when we sum all of these things up? Well, let's do it. So calculator out, and we've got 36 plus 25 plus 25 plus 4 plus 0 plus 4 plus 9 plus 25 plus 64, 192. So just pause and take stock. What have we done so far? We wanted to see this first thing that we call the deviation. So the deviation, we're saying, how far away is that data point? So the mean happened to be 7. So how far away is 1 from 7? Well, it's minus 6. How far away is 15 from 7? It's positive 8 away. But what we want to see is all of these as a positive distance away. It may be kind of exaggerated a bit by saying if you're further away, you count as being a bit further away. So this minus 6, we're going to square to give us 36. This 8, we're going to square 64. So actually, it seems like this data point is further away from the mean. If we add all of these up, we get 192. Now, when we work out the mean, how do we work out the mean? Well, we added them all up and divided by the number they were. So why don't we do the same for this? So now if you look at what our variance is, our variance is adding all of these squared amount up and dividing by n. So let's take this now. New terminology, variance. So our variance is 192 divided by, there were 9 points, and what does that give us? 192 divided by 9 gives us 21,3333333, 21,3 recurring. So that's what our variance is. And the last new piece of the puzzle for now is the standard deviation. And that's just the square root of that. Because we've done all these squarings. So let's take the square root of that. Well, I'm sure somewhere over here there's a nice square root button. Square root ons gives us 4,62, let's say. Oh, there it is. So there's showing our data in a different way. So if we one standard deviation away, so there's our mean. If we're one standard deviation away, we're on 11,62 because we're 4 away. And if we 1 the other way, well, let's check it out. 7 minus, what is that number? 4,62. 2,38. So if we out by 1 standard deviation each side, just like we're looking at the quartiles, are you within the interquartile range? But looking at it in the mean, that's 1 standard deviation out. But now for the piece of the puzzle that will make this a whole lot easier, I'm going to put it in the next video, so most of you can just go straight to that video if you need to. And if you saw all of this in class, you don't have to watch it all again. And if you didn't see it all across or got to this point, next video for you.